ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यातिशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Thank you, Samskriti.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Samskriti. Vrnda Mataji, welcome Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Have a video. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. I will share my screen. Just so, yeah, we are done with the prayers. Okay, so just want to know whether you recited the same verse yesterday or you started with this one.
We never started yesterday.
Yes, we did not start it.
You did not.
Yes, we did not.
Okay, because this was the verse which was there in the PPT, yesterday's PPT. Okay, but if it is not done, then we can just do this one. Okay, so I think you all know this verse very well now, right? We don't have anyone new today, right? No one is new today, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's all recite this together. Okay.
Okay.
3,
Okay.
2, 1. Yes. Okay. Everyone knows the verse. Does anyone remember the meaning of the verse? Let's see that today. What does it talk about? At least if you give me the essence of this verse, what does it talk about? It need not be word to word, exactly same, but just share your thoughts about this verse. Sanskriti, go ahead.
So in this Kali Yuga, people are like unlucky and misguided.
Ah, okay. Very good. Anyone else? Why this verse is given in Bhagavatam? What do you think? What is the need of this verse? Bhagavatam usually glorifies Krishna, right? Why it is given? What do you think? Why it must be given here? See, let's see the meaning. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this is what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. This is already happening in Kali Yuga. It's going to be even worse and worse as and how the years go by in Kali Yuga. So we should know if this is what is going to happen, then we should try to know what is the purpose of human form of life and what we should do actually in this Kali Yuga, right? And then what we should do, who taught us, Srila Prabhupada told us, right, what we should do. chant and read and hear and read Srimad Bhagavatam, take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why we should know what is going to happen. This is all written in Shastras, what's going to happen. So everything is, we have experienced, right? We have experienced pandemic, we are experiencing war. All this is going to happen in Kali Yuga, which we are already experiencing. Okay. So this we are not going to read now. Okay. Did you all also want to recite the verse one by one, just quickly, without looking or by looking at it? If you all want to do that, raise your hands and we will do that quickly in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, Sanskriti has raised hand. Go ahead, Sanskriti. You can recite the verse. Just for practice for everyone. Very good. Advait, go ahead. You can also, whoever wants to see and recite, that's also absolutely fine. Just let me know, okay? Okay. Thank you. Akshita, go ahead.
Prayena Palusha Sabya Kalavasmin Yugechana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hiyapadrita. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Anyone would like to say, see and recite? That's also fine. Who else wants to recite? Ramachandra, Balavrinda.
I can recite, Mataji.
Go ahead, Ramachandra. You want to see?
I don't need to.
Okay.
Prayanalpayasha sabya kalavasmin yugedana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hiyapadritaha.
Very good. Balavrinda, do you want to recite?
Okay, Mataji. Prayena sabya kalavasmin yugedana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hiyapadritaha.
Very good. Kavya, do you want to read?
Yes, Mataji.
You want to recite?
Palusha Sabya Kalavasmin Yugechana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hiyapadrita.
Very good, Kavya. Good job. Isha?
Prayena Apsir
Prayanalpayusha.
Prana Alpasha Sabya
Kalavasmin.
Yugejana
Very good.
Manda Samanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Ha Upadhyate
Yupatritaha.
Upatrataha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Very good, Isha. Thank you. Anyone else?
Mataji, can I recite? This is Mukund.
Yes, Mukund, go ahead.
Okay, Mataji. Prayanalpayasha sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadrita. Thank you, Mataji.
Very
Hare
good.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mukund. Who's Avyukta? And Mokshit is also there.
Yes,
Shivani, Shriyan. Anyone wants to recite? Anyone of you?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji, can I recite?
Okay, who's that? Shriyan. Go. Okay, Shriyan and then Avyukta. Avyukta also has.
Prayenalpaisha Sabya Kalavasmin Yugejana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hiyapadrita.
Very good. Avyukta? Can you recite, Avyukta? I thought you also wanted to recite. Who is iPhone?
It's me, Mataji. It's Soumya, not me.
Okay. Is that Kavya, iPhone?
Yes, Mataji. No,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay, fine. Krishna Naina has joined. Okay, is there still anyone who would like to recite? Otherwise, we'll move
And I,
to...
Mataji, can Avyukta recite?
Yes, Avyukta. I was calling you. Go ahead.
Prayena payusha sabya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadritaha.
Very good. Thank you, Avyukta. Krishna Naina, would you like to recite?
Okay, Mataji. Prayena payusha sabya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadritaha.
Very good. Okay. Mokshit, did you recite? No, I think. Do you want to?
Yeah. Prayena payushabhya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadritaha. Thank you.
Very good. Is there anyone else who wants to recite? Okay. So let's move to our next session. So my first question, who is talking to whom in this chapter 7 of Canto 2? We are in Canto 2, chapter 7, and I already told you last time. Let's see if anyone remembers this. Who is talking to whom in this chapter?
Brahma and
Narada.
Yes. Who is giving this knowledge?
Brahma.
Narada to Brahma, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Narada to Brahma or Brahma to Narada?
Brahma to Narada.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is also, I also gave a picture. So Narad Muni wants to know about the Lord, right? So what he told him about first, about all the incarnations of the Lord. And you saw all the incarnations of the Lord, right? Do you all remember that?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. And you also saw about, heard about Kalki Avatar yesterday, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, in Sita Priti Mataji's class. Now we will move to next verses. These two, I have noted down the translations. These are very beautiful verses and the translations. So we will read these translations first. Who did not recite the verse or did not say anything so far can go ahead and read the translation. Call out your name, whoever wants to read. I think Dhruva just joined. You want to read the translation, Dhruva? Dhruva? Shivani? Who is Shivani? Wants to read translation? Who is that? Go ahead.
Should I read it?
Go ahead, yes. And
Neither
chapter 7, verse 41. We are reading verse 41 now. Okay, let's see what Brahma says to Narada in this verse. Go ahead, Dhruva.
Neither I nor all the sages be born before you, know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord Caesar,
Namely Shesha,
has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 1,000 faces.
It's a beautiful verse. So what Lord Brahma is telling Narada, who is Narada to Brahma?
Father. Or father.
Narada,
Mataji, the relationship is father and son.
Yes.
And also instructor and student and teacher also, Mataji.
yes, that is also true. because he's giving the true knowledge to Narada, and Narada is his son, Brahma is father, right? So what Brahma is saying, neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. See, he's saying even I don't know the omnipotent personality of Godhead fully. So what can we talk about others who are born after you, after us, or who will be born after us? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, who is that? Shesha, right? Has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge. Actually, if you see the Shesha is actually describing the qualities of the Lord through his thousands of mouths, right? Hundreds and thousands and millions of mouths. But still he has not been able to describe it fully. That's what is mentioned here, right? So it shows how great the Lord is. It talks about the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so there is one pastime. Let's look into this verse first. The pastime, you might already know about this. So here the background is trying to convey to Sanatana Goswami something of the extent of 1/4 of Krishna's energy. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to convey to Sanatana Goswami about what? Something of the extent of 1/4 of Krishna's energy, only 1/4 of Krishna's energy. He gave one incident from Bhagavatam. Okay, in that, who is it there? Lord Brahma is there, the Lord of the universe. Where he came to see Krishna at Dwarka. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking about this to Sanatana Goswami while talking about energy of Krishna. He says, Brahma says, may I inquire if there are other Brahmas besides me? This is what Lord Brahma is talking to Krishna. Then what happens? Upon hearing this, Krishna smiled and at once called for many Brahmas from many universes. Called from all the Brahmas from all many universes. The four-headed Brahmas then saw many other Brahmas coming to see Krishna and offer their respects. What he saw? There were many Brahmas coming, and they came and they were offering obeisances to Krishna. Some of them had
Mataji, I know the story.
You know this, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's like Brahma was really proud of himself, and he went to Dwarka to see Krishna, and then yeah.
Yeah, that's the same.
Mataji, for this pastime, in Little Krishna, it was the Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yes,
Yeah,
in
Brahma
Brahma
Vimohan
Vimohan Leela, it is mentioned in the end, right? Yes, that's correct. So you can imagine, right? You can bring out that scene in your eyes, in front of your eyes. So, but in that scene, Brahma looks the same. All the Brahmas look the same, right? I don't think there was any Brahma with 10 heads, thousands of heads, right? So here, what happens upon seeing the 1 minute? Some of them had 10 heads, some had 20, some had 100, and some even had 1,000,000 heads. So did you see that in that Little Krishna?
Yes, Mataji.
Was there Brahma with millions of heads in that scene?
Well, I don't know if it's a million, but I saw.
Yeah.
All the Brahmas. I thought all the Brahmas
only
were
had 4.
four.
Yeah,
Mataji, all Brahmas had 4 in it.
All Brahmas had 4 in that.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
because they didn't want to do
What?
so much hard work.
Yeah, I think I'm getting confused with the Little Krishna one and the other one.
Oh,
takes a lot
okay.
of
I
time.
have not seen the other one, but since you're talking about Little Krishna, actually this is that pastime, and where he calls all the Brahmas, and there are some Brahmas who have even 1,000,000 heads.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they were coming and paying their obeisances to Krishna, and
But
he
Mataji, I
became
think it's a
so
little
nervous. He was, huh?
I think in the Little Krishna pastime, there was some Brahmas with more than 4 heads.
Oh, okay.
there were 500 Brahmas and 600 Brahmas.
Yes, but there were millions and millions of Brahmas, in reality, actually. And then this Brahma becomes nervous and he's bewildered and he thinks himself, no more than a mosquito in the midst of many elephants. Okay. And upon seeing this, four-headed Brahma at once fell down at the feet of Krishna. He realized about the greatness of Krishna and said, "What I thought about you at first was all nonsensical. Everyone may say that they know you in perfection, but as far as I am concerned, I cannot begin to conceive how great you are." Okay. What he says later, "You are beyond my conception and understanding." So what Krishna says on that, this particular universe is only 4,000 million miles broad. So wherever he was, that particular universe he's talking about, this is only 4,000 million miles. He says only. But there are many millions and billions of universes which are far, far greater than this one. Can you imagine how greater that those universes can be? And some of these are many trillions of miles broad. And all these universes require strong Brahmas, not just four-headed. And that's why there are Brahmas who have more heads, like 10, 20 millions and others. Each universe is made up of 8 elements. Each one is 10 times larger than previous. So there is one Brahma for each universe has one Brahma, and there are millions and millions and millions of universes. So we cannot even... Yes.
Mataji, if a Brahma has 5 heads, maybe he has 4 heads like our Brahma, and the 5th head is on top of all of the heads. Like where?
We cannot even imagine how the millions-headed Brahma would be, or 5-headed, or 6, right? Or 10, 20. But yes, there is such creation. And who has created all this? Krishna has created all this. This huge creation is all Krishna's. So we can understand how great Krishna is, right? At least we can try to understand, even though we are not able to get a complete picture in front of our eyes, but we can understand that greatness of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the origin of all this creation. Okay, so this is one example of this verse, okay, where Brahma himself is saying that even I cannot fully understand the omnipotent personality of Godhead. And not even Shesha can describe all this with thousands and millions of his mouths. Okay, now we will move to the next verse, 42. Who wants to read it? Who did not get
Mataji, can I read it?
Okay, who's that?
Mataji, can Rai Prahalad read it?
Mataji, can
Oh,
she?
Rai Prahlad has come. Rai Prahlad, he did not recite verse or anything. So shall we give to Rai Prahlad? Let's be fair with everyone.
Okay.
Rai Prahlad, please go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
the verse or the...
Verse, a translation, 42.
Okay. Neither I nor all the...
This one.
Okay. But anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. But those who are attached to this body, which is meant to be eaten at end by dogs and jackals, cannot do so.
Okay, read it again carefully and let me know what you understood from this verse. Even if you understand 1%, 2% is fine. Just tell me what is mentioned here. What is the essence of this verse? Just share what you understood. I'll just lower the hands, all the hands, because now you can raise your hands again. Yeah, who wants to share what you understood from this verse? Read it again carefully. Okay.
But anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, due to unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the unsurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. But those who are attached to this body, which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals cannot do so.
Who wants to share? Okay, let's read it little by little. Okay, small. We can cut this big sentence into small ones. Okay, Advait has raised hand. Go ahead, Advait.
Mataji, it's saying that like the last line, it's saying that like people who are attached to like the body, even though you're not supposed to be attached to the body, they are not going to like at like the end, they're not going to like be attached anymore because they're not even going to have a body.
Okay. Thank you, Advait. Okay, so let's see what is mentioned here. But anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord. Okay, one who has favor of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Why one gets favor of the Lord? Due to, it's mentioned here, why? Because of unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord. Those who are completely surrendered unto the service of the Lord, unalloyed, they are specifically favored by the Lord. Okay, you understood so far? Yes? Can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion. What is the illusion? What is the illusion we are in this world?
Maya.
Maya. And what do we think of ourselves? We are under the illusion of what? We are this
Body.
Yeah, we don't know that we are the soul. We don't think of the...
One thing you could tell someone is like, so you could say like, who are you? Well, like, who are you? They'd say, I'm my body. So when they say I'm my body, you can say, why are you saying my? It's not, my means it's not you. It's something of your own. So you own it, but it's not you. So you're the soul, and that's what you could tell.
Ah, very nice, Shreya. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Yeah. So those who are surrendered unto the service of the Lord are favored by the Lord. They can overcome the ocean. Actually, it's a big ocean. The illusion, the Maya is actually compared to the big ocean, but they can easily overcome that. Who? I just told.
Maya.
No, who can do that? Who are surrendered unto the service of the Lord, right? Those devotees. And can understand the Lord easily. Got it?
Material illusion.
They can overcome the ocean of illusion. Okay. Because they are surrendered to the Lord. And because Krishna favors them. But those who are attached to body, which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals, cannot do that. Okay. Those who are attached to body means what they think, I am this, I am that. Okay. So they cannot do that. Understood a little bit of the meaning of this verse?
Yes,
Yes
Mataji.
or no? Please, yeah, reply, okay? So in that purport, there is a beautiful, interesting words and all. You can just learn about that. Okay, somebody can read. Then I'll talk in detail about it. Who wants to read? Advait, go ahead, read.
If you want to. The materialist is always busy working for the welfare of the material body, not only his own, but also those of his children, kinsmen, communitymen, countrymen, etc. The materialists have many branches of philanthropic and altruistic activities from a political, national, and international angle of vision, but none of the field work can go beyond the jurisdiction of the misconception of the identifying the material body with the spirit soul. Thank you.
Yes, so this talks about the material body. what they do, they are always busy working for the welfare of material body, right? There are many people, social workers, they do all that, right? They think that, okay, I'll do some social work. Akshita, you have raised hand. You want to share something? Okay. So what is mentioned here? Not only their own, but also their children, community men, countrymen, for all of them, they're trying to work hard, right? And there it's mentioned as philanthropic and altruistic activities. What is altruism? What is mentioned here? Who wants to read this? Let's learn.
Mataji, can I read?
Yes, go ahead.
Practice of what is altruism? Altruism. Practice of concern for happiness of other human beings or other animals, acting in the best interest of others rather than in one's own self-interest. Thank you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so altruism means concerning for others' happiness, other human beings or animals, and also acting in the best interest of others rather than your own self. So we see so many people, they work for others, right? They do a lot of social work, right? They go to hospitals, they work for older people, or you see some people, they work for poor people. They do a lot of these activities, but that is altruism, that they're concerned about others' happiness. But it becomes hoax or false. It is not real altruism when it is in the interest of one's own self rather than others. How it can be for one's own self? Because when you do it, some people do it for popularity, some do it for name, fame. So that's how it becomes false. Are you understanding it? Altruism means concerning for others' happiness, but it becomes false when you try to do it for your own senses or your own prestige or name, fame, popularity. Are you understanding it, or it's a little difficult to understand? Let me know.
We understand, Mataji.
Understood, right? So here you can see I have shown the pictures, right? There are politicians, there are people who work for others. Some do voluntary work, some do voluntary teaching. But it outwardly it might look like they're helping people, but inwardly inside, if they are trying to do it for their own senses, or they're enjoying that position, or they want to do it for their own name or fame, then that becomes
Auntie, they get something out of it.
Yes, they get, but they outwardly they don't show. They just show that I'm helping others, I want to do that, I like to do that. Yes, and they try to create an image that they are such a good social workers, but inwardly they're doing it for name, fame, popularity, right? And but then that's when it becomes hoax altruism. You understood? False altruism. Understood?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. And mainly materialistic, they do that. They are attached to that, such things, right? We have one example from Bhagavatam, so it becomes more clear to you. Okay, we will discuss that. So everyone knows this pastime, Vamanadev and Balama.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Vamanadev appeared as a dwarf Brahmana, as a son of Aditi, right? Because demigods, you know the background, right? Demigods, they had lost all their opulence, and then Mother Aditi, she was concerned. Then Kashyapa Muni, he suggested her that you just what is it? You just take milk for 12 days and just worship Lord Vishnu. Do that about that austerity, and then he will fulfill. Then Lord Vishnu actually appears, and he says that I will appear as your son, and Lord Vamana appears. Right? Everyone knows this, right? And then what happened once he arrived at the site of Bali Maharaj, where he was performing that sacrifice. Okay, and then he welcomed him, and because he's a Brahmana, he said, okay, he promised him that I will offer anything that you desire. Vamana praised, then Vamana Dev, what he did, he praised him and asked for 3 steps of land, right? But who knew that he's Lord Vishnu? Who knew that? Somebody
Shukracharya.
Yes, he was telling you, recognizing Vamana's deception, Shukracharya warned him that this brahmachari dwarf is actually Lord Vishnu. Don't listen to him. He's appeared as a son of Aditi and Kashyapa. to fulfill the interests of demigods. Because Bali Maharaj was on the side of demons, right? But still he had that devotion for Lord Vishnu. Why? Because he was, who was his
Prahlad Maharaj's
Yes.
grandson or great grandson?
grandson, yes. So he was fixed up. So actually he says that don't fulfill that, you don't have to fulfill that promise because that will bring you great inauspiciousness. So take back your promise, he says. But Prahlad Maharaj did not listen. He was fixed up in his promise and he wanted to offer it to one Brahmana, right? So he was fearful of cheating him.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Huh?
Mataji,
Sorry,
you
did
said
I say?
that.
Oh,
You
sorry.
said,
Thank you for correcting me. Vamanadev. Sorry. I had to say Vamanadev, right? Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. So what happened after that? He did not listen. He wanted to fulfill his promise to Vamanadev. So Shukracharya cursed him. And then what happened after that? Vamanadev, where he kept his one step.
Kept it on the whole earth.
Yes, on the Bhumandala, the entire Bhumandala. Second one,
On like the heavenly planet.
all the planetary system, all the
universe.
The entire
and then
all
there
the
was no
universe.
place, and then there was no place to keep the third step.
Yeah, so
Then
then
what
he
happened?
kept his
Put it
foot
on
on
the
the Bali
spiritual
Maharaj's
world.
head.
Bali Maharaj, what he does, he surrenders. He
And
just
then
says
he,
that you
and
keep
he
it on
allows
my head.
Vamanadev to put, yeah.
Yes, so
Mataji.
that's what Bali Maharaj does. So what we learn from this?
Mataji, actually, Bali Maharaj says, since I couldn't give you a third step place, I should be punished. So he tied himself, and then like Vamana stepped on him, and then I heard in the life story of Putana that she was Ratnamala, Bali Maharaj's son. So when she saw that Bali Maharaj was tied up by Vamandev, she actually got very angry because first when she saw Vamandev, she thought that she really wanted him as her son. Next, when she saw him tie her father up, she really said, okay, when I feed him the breast of my milk, I want him to be dead. So that's why she became Putana, and that's what happened.
Yes, very good for sharing that. You all know all the stories so much in detail. I'm so proud of you all. Yes.
In the story I heard about Vamanadev, I never heard about
Already time.
Shukracharya cursing Bali Maharaj.
What?
I didn't think Shukracharya actually cursed him.
Yeah, me too. Like I never heard that.
So, yeah, so it is mentioned in here. I just read it in that book also. I'll tell you the name of the book later. So this, what we learned from this, I'll go ahead, okay? Because it's already time. Priti Mataji must be here. So Shukracharya, although he was spiritual master of Bali Maharaj, he did not guide his disciple to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So knowledge, if somebody is trying to help someone, actually that help should take you close to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Okay. And this is the duty of the spiritual master, to take his disciple or guide him to closer to Krishna. Okay. He's not meant to give any wrong knowledge or misguide his disciple. Okay. It might look that he was thinking for the good of Bali Maharaj, but actually his intentions were not at all good, right? He did not want to lose that opulence or wealth or anything. So that's why he was trying to misguide him. So there is this verse 5:18. I'll just read the translation. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master. Okay, this is what this verse says from Bhagavatam. But yet Shukracharya, even though he was the spiritual master, he was misguiding him. Okay, so actually this is the pastime arranged by Krishna to glorify his dear devotee Bali Maharaj, right? And then there are 9 processes of devotional service, right? And Bali Maharaj is the best example of this complete surrender. So here you can see, you can connect this to this altruism, how actually this Shukracharya can be the example of Hawk's altruism, where his help, he was showing that he was trying to help him, but his help was not taking him close to Krishna, right? Is that right? Did you understand? His concern for Bali Maharaj actually was not taking him close to Krishna. Do you all agree? And that's why it becomes like the example of Hawke's altruism. Do you understand this? I was trying to connect this to that altruism.
Yes, I
Do you
understand.
understand? Yes. So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
who can be the best example of true altruism? Srila Prabhupada. Right?
Prabhupada.
He was always helping others to get close to Krishna, right? And he was always showing it through his example also. He was not just doing it for money or just for fame or anything. He himself was doing what he was teaching all the people, right? So that is true altruism. He's the best example. Okay, so this is what we understand a little bit from this purport of this verse about altruism, and then how one should surrender to Krishna and how great Krishna is. That's what we learned from the previous verse. I will stop here. I'm sorry if I was a little fast, but because you have a Sanskrit class now, I will see if Priti Mataji is, yeah, she's here. Okay. Sorry, Mataji, I'm late.
Your
Please
class
take
was,
over.
thank you
Please
so
go.
much, Mataji. It was an amazing class. I got the
Sorry,
opportunity to
Mataji.
hear the entire class. So thank you so much.
Please take over, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Vrnda Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Okay. So, Hare Krishna, everybody. We are continuing our series on eatables, foodstuffs. Okay, so instead of showing you the screen, let me test you. Okay, give me a word for food.
Aharam.
Aharam, very nice. Very
Aharam.
nice. Very nice, very nice. Bhojanam, aharam. Very nice. How would you call fruits?
Palam.
Very good. How would you call rice? Annam. Annam. Very nice, very nice. Then what about wheat?
Godama.
Very nice, very nice. Good job. What else do we have here? Okay, how would you call vegetables?
Wait, what? Vegetables?
Uh-huh.
Oh, vegetables. Oh,
Vegetables, yeah. It sounds like vegetables.
Vegetables.
Vyanjana. Vyanjana is cooked vegetables. Sounds like vegetable, right? Vyanjana. Vyanjana is cooked vegetables, but generally it's also called a shakani. Okay. Shakani. Vyanjana. Vyanjana is cooked vegetables. Vegetables, and shakani is vegetables in general. Okay. And in general, grains are called what? All grains. They're called as?
Dhanyam.
Very good. Good job. Excellent. Then we moved on to milk products. And let me ask you a question. What is Shiram?
Milk.
Milk. What is Dugdam?
Milk.
Okay. What does Shir Sagar mean?
A milk ocean.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Then we went on to yogurt. So what is for yogurt?
Dahi.
Dadi. Okay. Very good. And when we say Kshirajam, what do we mean by Kshirajam?
Made from milk.
Made from milk. Excellent answer. Made from milk, because yogurt is made from milk. And what is this verse talking about? We have a verse for Kshiram and Dhadi. What is it about? It's about whom?
Milk transferring into curd.
Yes. Whose milk, whose curd in this analogy?
Yashoda's? Vishnu and Shiva.
Correct, Anna. Vishnu and Shiva. That's perfect. Yes. Good job. So then we are going to read a very. Did you read this with Vrnda Mataji last week? Did you
Yes,
read this verse?
Mataji.
Okay, so let's read that together. You want to repeat after me? It's an important verse from Bhagavatam, so it'll be nice if we can try to memorize it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's try memorizing this verse. You can repeat after me. बिभ्रत्वेनोर्जठरपटयो शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे. Okay, we'll do it slowly. बिभ्रत्वेनो जठरपटयो शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे. बिभ्रत्वेणुं जठरपटयो शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे. बिभ्रत्वेणुं जठरपटयो शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे. वामे पाणौ मसृणकवलम् तत्फलानि अङ्गुलीषु. वामे पाणौ मसृणकवलं तत्फलानि अङ्गुलीषु. बिभ्रत्वेणुं झटरपटयो शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे. वामे पाणौ मसृणकवलं तत्फलानि अङ्गुलीषु. वामे पाणौ मसृणकवलं तत्फलानि अङ्गुलीषु. तिष्ठन्मध्ये स्वपरिसुहृदो तिष्ठन्मध्ये स्वपरिसुहृदो हास्यन्नर्मभिस्वैः. तिष्ठन्मध्ये स्वपरिसुहृदो हास्यन्नर्मभिस्वैः. स्वर्गे लोके मिशति भुभुजे यज्ञबुक् बालकेलिः. स्वर्गे लोके मिशति भुभुजे यज्ञबुक् बालकेलिः. स्वर्गे लोके मिशति भुभुजे यज्ञबुक् बालकेली. Once more. बिभ्रत्वेणुं जठरपटयो शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे. वामे पाणौ मसृणकवलं तत्फलानि अङ्गुलीषु. तिष्ठन्मध्ये स्वपरिसुहृदो हास्यनर्मभिस्वैः. स्वर्गे लोके मिशति भुभुजे यज्ञबुक् बालकेली. Let me ask you a question. Okay, what is pani, panau? What is panau? Remember the body parts, class?
Water?
Pani is water. Okay, pana, pani is, or panau? Do you remember the body parts?
Hand.
Correct. Hand. Pani is hand. Okay. Anguli? What was Angulishu? Anguli?
Fingers.
Like the finger.
Fingers, correct. Oh, not
Mataji,
bad. You remember.
Mataji,
Okay.
if you ask these questions, we can just see in the word.
I know you're seeing, but at least you can try to remember as you are seeing. So next time I'll switch the slide. Okay, I'll not be lenient. Next time I'll switch the slide. Okay. What else did we learn from this? I think we have seen Bibhratimeno Jatara Patayo Shringa Vetri Kaksha. Do you remember what Kakshi is? Kaksha is? Which
No.
waist. So these are the different body parts we have already learned. I know it has been a long time, so you might have forgotten, but you can try to refresh your memory. Anguli was fingers, panihi was hand. So here panav means two hands, okay? And then au, when you say au, it's dvivachan. So two hands is panav. Angulishu, in between fingers actually, but anguli is finger. And kaksha is waist, okay? So we are seeing some body parts here, but what is he actually eating? What's happening here? What is the food stuff that we are trying to figure out here? We are going to figure out what is masrana kavalam. So kavalam means like bowls of food. Like, you know, when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you don't offer food, then you're verily eating bowls of sin. That's what he says, right? So kavalam means a handful of rice. Okay, that's called as a kavalam. So masrana kavala means something very smooth, you know, mushy and smooth is masrana. So what is mushy and smooth? It is yogurt. Okay, yogurt is generally
Banana.
Bananas also, yes, that's true. Banana is also mushy and smooth. But here, according to Sanskrit dictionary, when they say masrana kavalam, it technically means yogurt rice. Okay. So though we didn't see that as one of the words for yogurt, we saw dhari, we saw kshirajam.
Mataji, what sloka is this?
This is a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are going to read the translation. And guess what? So Krishna was eating, right? So Krishna was eating this masrana kavalam. He was eating that. So do you remember in the Srimad Bhagavatam when Krishna was eating like this? Which pastime? Anyone remembers?
Dirt.
He was eating dirt. Okay. Ainama, what is that?
I thought it was Sudama pastime.
Sudama pastime. He ate dirt. What else? When else did he eat?
I think he ate poha rice there.
Yeah, that time he ate poha rice. That's right.
Oh, Mataji, in Brahma Vimohan Leela. Yeah, Brahma Vimohan.
That's it. You got it. Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Mataji, but he kept eating even when he was searching.
Right. And his everything was the same, right? Even after 1 year. Yeah, the same food. So what did he carry in his lunchbox? Anyone remembers?
Curd rice.
Yeah, curd rice, yogurt rice. So that's the masrana kavalam that we're talking about. So that's the curd rice.
I just was thinking, I heard in a lecture where Krishna was also, when he was stealing butter one pastime, everyone, they jumped out the window because the gopis, they locked the door. The only person who couldn't fit was Madhumangal. So the gopis caught him, and you know the shika? So the shika, they put it over the branch and they started pulling the shika, and Madhumangal was going up. And then the other gopas, they were just eating butter. Then Krishna finally remembered about Madhumangal.
Yeah, that's sweet. Very nice. Okay, so what is Krishna doing in the Brahma Vimohan Leela? He was actually eating yogurt rice. So he had taken this. This is a standard lunch box. When Krishna goes to 10 cows, he takes yogurt rice and fruits. Okay, that's what he takes in his box. So there's one more word, a hidden word here, which we have already learned today. Which one was that? There's one word that you learned in this series of food stuff.
Okay.
Loka is world. Oh yeah, you learned lokas, right? You learned planets. Very nice. Good job. Excellent. Anything else? Very good. Good catch. Fruits. Palani. Yes. Tat palani angulishu. So between the fingers. So he had fruits. Excellent. So many words we found out today. Nice.
Mataji. When I was thinking about when you said that Krishna takes yogurt rice to lunchbox, whenever I ask my mom to put it for my lunchbox, she never says yes because it's going to spoil by the time I get to school because of the sun.
Yeah, so what Yashodama does is She mixes mostly with milk and she puts a little bit yogurt, little bit, okay, like a culture. She puts a little bit when she's mixing. So in the sun's heat, slowly that milk transforms into fresh yogurt. So we saw that verse, right? Shriram dadi vikara. So what happens when you bring a little bit of yogurt or acidic substance in contact with milk, the whole thing transforms. So like that, even in India, when we get lunchbox, when we get yogurt rice, it's mainly mixed with milk with a little bit yogurt. Okay.
Martin, it's funny because the milk will also spoil though.
It won't spoil because it's already come in contact with yogurt. So now it's going to transform into yogurt.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Yeah. So that's what they do, right? In India, it's very hot. So they make it like 70% milk and 30% yogurt. So by the time you open your lunchbox, it's 100% yogurt. Okay. So that's what Yashoda Ma does too. She adds very little yogurt, a lot of butter when she's mixing the yogurt rice, becomes very creamy. So that's how is Masrana Kavalam. It's very shining and nice yogurt rice. Okay. And what does the yogurt rice have? It has fruits. So just like this picture,
Mataji,
pomegranates. Yeah.
Mataji, can I tell something?
Tell me.
Did you say falani as the fruit?
Sometimes
Okay.
they also call it pickles.
So so fatayo, does that also count as does fatayo, okay, let me check.
Yeah, jhatara pata. Jhatara is the, we also, abdomen we were calling jhatara, right? Remember, there's another word we missed. Jhatara. Jhataragni. The abdomen region is called as jhatara. So jhatara pataya means between on the waist between the tight clothing. That is jhatara patayo. Okay. So
Mataji?
Venu is what?
I like pomegranates and curd rice so much that like my mom, she make like whenever there's a festivals in the temple, for the kitchen for Krishna, she makes like a bunch of different rices. And the first time she made and she put pomegranate, I said that's ew, I don't want to eat. I tried it, it was really good. Then the next time my mom added, the next time she added, and then I think the fourth or fifth time she forgot to add. Then I got angry at my mom for not adding. And then the first time I got angry at my mom for adding. The fifth or fourth time I got angry for her not adding.
Nice. Yeah, pomegranates, grapes, all of this tastes good.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a sweet, but then the blandness, it's like good.
It's good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Very nice. I see Shriyan is practicing the words. That's also wonderful. Good job. Very nice. A lot of you are very focused and also very interactive. I love this group. My favorite. Govinda class is my favorite. Okay, translation. Any volunteers? Okay, Shriyan can go.
Mataji, can I?
Mataji, can I read? This is Kavya.
Okay, Kavya, please go. I don't know. Sorry, everyone.
Mataji, can Garvinda read?
I got an idea. Me first, Kavya, and then someone else.
What is that? You want to go to learn line by line?
No, Mataji, I'm saying like me first, then Kavya, and then someone else.
Okay, then Balavranda. Okay, Ramchandra was also there. So start going. Go ahead, one by one.
Krishna's Yagna book. That is, he eats only offerings of Yagna, but to exaggerate his childhood pastimes, he now sat with his flute tucked between his waist and his tithe plot on his right side, and with his horn, bugle, and cow driving stick on his left. Holding on his hand a very nice preparation of yogurt and rice, with pieces of suitable fruit between his fingers, he sat like the whirl of a lotus flower, looking forward toward all his friends, personally joking with them and creating jubilant laughter among them as he ate. At that time, the denizens of heaven were watching, struck with wonder at how the personality of God, who only eats in yagna, was now eating with his friends in the forest. I think this is Brahma and Lila.
Correct. Very good. Who was the next one? Who raised hand? Sorry, I forgot the name.
Kavya.
Kavya. Go ahead, Kavya.
Krishna is Yagna book. That is, he only He eats only offerings of yajna, but to exhibit his childhood pastime, he now sat with his flute tucked between his waist and his tight cloth on his right side, and with his horn bugle and cow drumming stick on his left, holding in his hand a very nice preparation of yogurt and rice with pieces of suitable fruit between his fingers. He sat like the whirl of a lotus flower, looking forward toward all his friends, personally joking with them and creating jubilant laughter among them as he ate. At that time, the denizens of heaven were watching, struck with wonder at how the personality of Godhead, who eats only in yajna, was now eating with his friends in the forest.
Excellent.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Ramchandra and Balavranda, do you want to go with the Sanskrit?
What, Mataji?
Do you want to do the Sanskrit or the English?
What do you mean?
Mataji, Vrunda can't read, Mataji. They're very small, and for me only, I think it's very small. She's just
No
saying
problem.
that
No
reading.
problem. Absolutely no problem. Okay, I'm sorry. I know some of you are raising hands, but quickly what we'll do is we'll go to the next one. We'll just see one more and we'll stop. Okay. So the ones who have raised hand, Tulasi Manjari. So let me ask you, what is Navaneet? Do you know what is Navaneet?
Butter.
What is Krishna called as? Krishna has a name with this.
Navanita Cholam.
Yes, Navanita Choram. Very good, very good.
That's
And
in the
the
Chorastakam, right?
Huh?
That's in the Chorastakam.
Yes, that is correct. That's in the Chaurashtakam. Very good. I think who else raised hand? Balavranda. Balavranda?
Did you say Mataji?
Yeah. Do you want to take a thing on this? So Krishna's name is Navanita Chauram. So what does he steal? He steals what?
So he steals, I know what he steals. He steals butter.
Butter. So his name is Navanit Chauram. Very good. Ramachandra, have you heard this word Hayanga Veenam?
No.
No. Okay. Hayanga Veenam is a variety of butter. Okay. Just like how Navanitam is fresh butter, Hayanga Veenam is also fresh butter, but it is made from the previous day's milk. Okay. It has a different flavor. So there are two kinds of butter. One variety is called as Navanitam. The other one is called as Hayanga Veenam. Can you tell, can you pronounce the two of these, Ramchandra?
Wait, what? I'm confused.
I want you to say it out in Sanskrit. Navanitam and Hayanga Veenam.
Navanitam, Hayanga Veenam.
Hayanga Veenam. Very good. Now, one other name for butter is Manthaja. Okay. Yeah. Manthaja is another name, not for butter, but actually it is for buttermilk. Okay. Because when you, what do you call it? Churn. Sorry, it's for butter. So when you churn the buttermilk, what do you get? When you churn buttermilk, you get what?
Milk.
When you churn buttermilk. Okay, so you have yogurt, you add water into it, and you start churning. What do you get? What does Yashoda Mata churn and get?
Butter.
Butter. So because butter is obtained from the churning process, it's also called as Manthaja. Mantha means to churn. Okay. So Manthaja, ja means to be born from something. So Manthaja is also butter. Because
I think that's why Samudra Mantha Leela says Mantha.
exactly, there you got it. That's it. That's how it is. So Mantha means to churn. So when you churn buttermilk, you get butter.
Mataji, I just want to say you something. It's 7:19, Mataji.
I know I'm going to stop now. Okay, so we'll catch you all later. We have to stop. We don't have a choice. Hare Krishna. We'll
Again, Mataji is going to give now class.
No, we've answered.
Back to back class.
Thank you, Papa.
Bye. Bye.